Welcome to This Explainer. Let's jump right in. Today, I'm putting on my senior consultant hat because we need to talk about something incredibly exciting, but honestly, pretty high stakes: our AI augmented workspace. You know AI is rapidly changing how we handle customer support, but here's the deal: we absolutely cannot afford to lose our professional edge in the process. So we're here today to calibrate your AI judgment skills.
Okay, here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the AI reality check, move into some dangerous AI anti-patterns you need to avoid, look at human judgment checkpoints, map out your AI learning path, and finally, we'll put it all into practice.
All right, Section 1, the AI reality check, the high stakes of AI in support.
This quote really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? A single AI-generated error that reaches a customer can undo months of relationship building. Think about that. Customer support is fundamentally built on trust, right? It's about accuracy and human connection. Transparency is just absolutely vital here. If an AI generates an error or a hallucination and we just blindly pass it along to the customer, well, that deception, even if accidental, erodes all your hard-earned trust in an instant.
So the most crucial takeaway here is that AI doesn't bear the accountability for these interactions. You do. AI is a fantastic assistant for sure, but it never, ever replaces your human judgment. Your professional competence is the ultimate safety net. It's totally on you to monitor outputs for fairness and bias, to make absolutely certain you never input unapproved sensitive personal information into a prompt, and to actively report when the AI fails so we can keep improving our systems.
Moving right along to Section 2, dangerous AI anti-patterns, when the magic fails.
The first major trap we see is what we call context blindness. Look, AI only responds to text patterns. It totally lacks the ability to understand the nuance of a human relationship. Imagine an AI giving this beautifully fluent, super apologetic response to a highly frustrated VIP customer. Sounds great, right? But to sound authoritative, it hallucinates. It completely invents a fake citation from a policy manual that literally doesn't exist. Or maybe it throws in a totally fabricated statistic about our service uptime. If you're context blind and skip reviewing that output, you might send that fake citation and just completely blow up that customer relationship. No way we can let that happen.
Next up is inappropriate use. This happens when we try to apply AI to situations that require, well, purely human judgment. If you're dealing with a really complex policy exception, a sensitive escalation, or a customer who is in raw emotional distress, you've got to know your organizational boundaries. In those scenarios, you must default to purely human handling. An AI can mimic polite words, but it cannot offer genuine empathy.
And this brings us to the core behavioral shift we absolutely have to make. We need to move away from the left side of the screen, blind trust. Sending convincingly fluent AI content without any review just because we're in a rush, that is literally the most common and most dangerous mistake in our industry. Instead, we have to shift to the right side, verification. Verifying AI output against authoritative sources isn't just a nice to have, it has to become a completely non-negotiable step in your daily workflow.
That leads us perfectly into Section 3, Human Judgment Checkpoints, your daily toolkit.
I highly recommend you grab a screenshot of this explainer right now. Print this matrix out and literally tape it to your desk. This is your exact quick checklist for evaluating task risk versus AI capability at every single stage of an interaction. Before using AI, ask yourself, is it actually appropriate here? If not, go human only. After you get the output, ask, is this accurate and complete? Verify it. Right before hitting send, pause and ask, would I be totally comfortable if my manager audited this right now? And finally, after the ticket is resolved, take a second to honestly reflect. Did the AI actually improve this interaction or just add unnecessary risk?
All right, let's look at Section 4, your AI learning path, architecting professional development.
Having a toolkit is fantastic, but we also need a structured roadmap to actually evolve these competencies so you can be a leader in this space. This competency-based progression takes you systematically through your development. Everyone starts out at the foundational level for about 4 to 6 weeks, learning the basics, getting hands-on with tool demos, and reflecting. From there, experienced agents move up to the practitioner level for 8 to 12 weeks, taking on advanced troubleshooting and actual project work. And finally, our high performers hit the 20-plus week advanced track, where you're doing the really cool stuff, like designing technical AI solutions and advising on governance.
Now you might be wondering, how do we make sure people actually complete these paths? Well, the data tells a pretty clear story. When AI courses are just rolled out as purely self-paced optional modules for remote teams, completion sits at a dismal 27%. But when we make it a mandatory tracked part of compliance and literally build it into your work schedule, boom, it jumps to 85%. This proves exactly why we build these paths into your required protected work time. It's not just some optional isolated chore you have to squeeze in.
We also have to actively avoid the pitfalls of bad training. True skill development absolutely requires real-world application. We can't just have you watch a bunch of videos without actually applying the concepts to your real tickets. We've got to make sure beginners aren't overloaded, account for different learning speeds, and most importantly, never learn in total isolation. You need protected time for mentoring, and you need the support of your peers. Okay, let's bring it all home. Section 5, putting it into practice, the frustrated customer scenario.
Let's tie all this theory, those daily checkpoints, and your learning path together with a highly realistic example right from the front lines. Think about this exact scenario. A long-time, loyal customer submits a highly emotional ticket packed with multiple complex issues about a recent service change. Doing this without AI? Man, that means reading a massive email thread, manually digging through various policy documents, and drafting a delicate response totally from scratch. It's incredibly slow, and when you're rushed, you're so much more likely to miss critical details that will just frustrate that customer even more.
But with our new framework, we act strategically. By rigorously following these 6 steps, you assess if AI is appropriate, then you apply it to extract those key complaints and draft a quick outline. Then, and this is the absolute magic step, you verify against policy docs so no fake statistics or fabricated citations slip through. You personalize that draft with your irreplaceable human empathy, deliver a highly professional response, and then reflect on the AI's value. Using this method, you are both way faster and vastly more thorough, but the ultimate quality control? That remains entirely yours.
However, as we integrate this slick new workflow, there is one final, kind of silent danger we have to talk about: skill atrophy. This is what happens when you gradually become so dependent on AI that your core professional skills actually deteriorate because of a lack of deliberate, unassisted practice. We absolutely must guard against this insidious risk. You have to regularly practice doing the work unassisted to ensure your foundational communication and problem-solving skills stay razor-sharp, completely independent of the tech.
Which leaves us with this final, incredibly vital thought. If the AI tool goes down today, can you still do your job effectively? I really want you to seriously ponder that question as you log off today. Remember, your true value to this organization, and honestly to your own career trajectory, lies in your unshakable professional judgment, not just in your ability to operate a machine. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.